mean, let's just pop into it. The two teams here, this was a best of one, as far as I'm aware. Unless it, because I mean, if we look at it a best of three, then Akuma Glaives wins already based on these scores. So that's fine. Let's see. Let's speed up draft a little bit because teams can sometimes be a little slow about it. Graves ban, huge. Bard ban, pretty big as well. We've been seeing a ton of Bard lately. It's just so popular. Being able to play into a lot of different supports, tons of engage potential. It can really catch people off guard, especially with the heal and the just wacky bind that he has on the Cosmic. Camille, Volibear, Lee Sin band away, super strong. Volibear being that top jungle flex, we typically haven't been seeing him topside, especially more recently, even though they've nerfed his jungle, which makes him being picked even more so in the jungle a lot more odd. Ezreal first pick, amazing. This is before the Caitlyn buffs, I believe, since it was back in July. So there's no reason to handshake Ashe Caitlyn at this point. But the Ezreal pick, really good. Very slippery, doesn't have to worry about too much in lane, and in the mid game, late game, just does a ton of damage. The set gets picked away, another amazing flex pick, able to go top, jungle, mid, support, pretty much everywhere except marksman. So that's a just very tricky pick to pick around, especially as we head into the second half of the draft phase, because we're not going to be able to really know who to ban away. So Booyah Exiles are going to have to take a guess on where they expect it to go. Dispatch, probably jungle, is probably where it's going to be picked up. Could be top lane as well. The set mid came out a little bit later. Victor in the mid lane would really punish the set too, if that is actually the pick there. And Akuma Glaives now have a pretty easy draft phase from here on out. They can ban double jungle because they don't need to potentially worry about their top laner. Booyah Exile signaling that it isn't a top lane set as far as they are aware. They ban away the cannon, typically topside. So I'm wondering what we actually get here. I do think Glaive, yeah, so Glaives do double ban jungle because now that they get their one pick, they can take away a third jungler now, which will technically be their fourth jungle takeaway, which really pinches the draft phase for Booyah, who then either have to pick their jungle top blind, and then Akuma Glaives just gets the counter pick on top. And so the Echo, if they haven't already had the jungle set, that's a jungle Echo. Actually, no, Echo into Victor is actually pretty good because you get so much move speed off of your passive, and if you just don't get caught by the gravity well, super difficult for Victor to do anything back. Tons of wave clear on both sides, tons of roam potential for the Echo. Not so much Victor, doesn't have a ton of mobility to be able to get around the map and cause disarray. Coming into the team fights, he'll be crazy good. Aatrox, Sejuani, Aatrox good into set. Aatrox just a very general top laner. Doesn't have a lot of hard counters, doesn't hard counter a ton of people, is just an overall really strong pick. So it makes sense to pick it. But yeah, it's a pretty solid pick. There's no reason to worry about it too much because he is going to be able to push the top side, split push a little bit, does team fight very well as well. So overall, really strong pick. Combo that with a Sejuani, lots of gank assistance. Sejuani can pretty much gank any lane that Glaives has for them and not really have to worry about too much. The Echo is probably the hardest lane to gank. And after taking away so many jungle bans, having that still available is pretty good for Booyah. They get, an overall strong jungler, lots of team fight presence between their second half of draft, including the Victor. So they are going to be feeling pretty good as we head into the game. Yeah, so you can see here now teams are just running in. So right off the bat, we do know teams love to run down here because it lets them get into the tri-bush here, and then if they don't get caught, like we see the Ezreal here, Ezreal's probably going to be like great. Yeah. So Ezreal's he sees them. He sees everybody, all 5 members. So he knows that he is getting invaded upon. So what this means is that it takes away one of the main 2 options of this type of invade. Because even though they're coming into the bot side here, typically... Oh, man. Let me bring up my big map. Hold on. Big map. Yeah, so here we go. So we saw the team come down the lane here, and they're going into try bush. So typically, you can either come this way, or, let's even change the color, you can go this way. And by going the red route, you potentially sneak up on somebody waiting in either this bush or even this bush if they're not really paying too much attention. But because the Ezreal sees them, they can no longer go this red route sneaky beaky like. So they don't want to do it. It wastes a ton of time, and you don't get too much gain out of it at that point. So what they're probably going to do is they're probably going to follow the white line here, just get a ward in one or both of these bushes, and then they'll back and reset. Triarch will pick up the sweeper at that point, and then they will be able to move on from there. So push play. And they're just not even going to do that. They're actually going to fall away and just go for a standard ward play. Yeah, they're going to go ahead. They ping on the red buff, so they do still want the ward on the red buff. And yeah, there's no chance at anybody being able to stop them. You can already see how deep a ward we see for the blue team. Yeah, but it's already on the Raptor camp, so they are going to have a really good vision there. Sejuani's going to start red buff no matter what. It's very, very few and far between that you're going to have a Sejuani not start down on that red buff. Having the dual lane to assist, it's not impossible for Sejuani to solo blue buff and then make her way down. There's just no reason for it. Plus, if you get the timer on the red buff, because they have Kai'Sa and Nautilus, they can get priority, which means they can then push in on the second red buff and potentially try and get a steal. By taking away the timer vision, you now have more of a guesstimate. You can reasonably assume when the Sejuani takes it, but there's the opportunity to still get that invade off. Yeah, so Sejuani actually went buff to buff and is now doing a full clear at this point, which is fine. She's going to be able to farm up these camps multiple times. If she backs after Krug camp, then potentially by the time she gets back in, there could be a Raptor camp. By doing it this way, she also guarantees herself a scuttle as well. Shaden's actually going to go down here in the solo kill. Maybe. That's a tough one to see. Having the Scarl come back there sucks for top laner. So this all kind of started because of Angry Top Laner getting the early advantage. But because of the minion wave being so large, he takes so much damage from the minion wave. Top Laner actually doing a really good job here trying to stay alive. The taunt effectively there landing onto Triarch instead of Shaden. Shaden dies anyway, so it actually doesn't matter. Stays... That's actually a weird interaction because I believe the tower shots typically are supposed to just dissipate. But it still follows through even though it was technically canceled by the Scarl release. And so Shading goes down in the 1-for-1. Kill goes over to Triarch on the jungle set, who's going to be building pretty tanky. Less than optimal, but we do see top laner able to come back with a second Doran's Blade versus the Longsword. Is going to be a bit tankier, is going to have some more lifesteal available. Jay Crazy getting a nice little engage here. Oh, huge play there to get the flash. Rizzo's also forced to flash. All of that for pretty much free. Just by Jay Crazy hanging out in the bush does get the opportunity to get some summoners, actually. Alright. there's no support here, so it was originally a 2v2. Triarch and Mid Monkey showing up, though, means that this should be a free double kill. No ultimate available for Monkey. He actually... Wait. Okay, there it is. I was going to say, I think Monkey leveled up the wrong skill, but it actually he levels up after, or I think it was during the gank. Let's take a look again. Alright, yeah, so right here, he's level 5, gets the kill, dings level 6, and flashes away. So, gets the kill. Bit of an awkward situation there for Booyah Exiles. They didn't have their support, so it was just the jungler, J Crazy, trying to force something onto the 2v2. Didn't have a jungle item, didn't have much for them, and we're starting to see the CS differential come in pretty big in the bot side as well. Giving over a kill onto the Kaisa, being able to pick up that tier pickaxe. Ops not to the tier? Boots instead? Wait. Alright, so going for Boots Cull instead of tier. I love Cull as an item. I truly do. I think it's one of the best starting items you can get in the game. And I understand tier doesn't really give you battle stats because it's just mana. But it does give you a way cheaper combined cost of the 5,500. Or is this? Yeah, 5,500. So you can get it that much quicker to combine and level up. As a bot laner, you're typically not going to traditionally back with only 500 gold. But, you know, sometimes you take a bad trade. Sometimes you take a gank and you get forced on an awkward trade. Right now, by doing it this way, she is forcing herself to back with roughly 1,600 to 1,700 gold, which isn't always possible. The Cull definitely helps, giving you the 450 gold upon full completion, because you get the 100 per minion and the 350 at the end, plus the sell cost, which is, I think it's like 160, I think. All right. A little bit of a mislayering of crowd control there, but overall, strong gank. So replay comes in. So right here, we can already see on the map that rotations have come in. So the mid lane, we actually just watched Mid Monkey push in that wave and was forcing Corn the Cat to try and farm it. Victor upgraded the... What do they call it? They upgraded his arm, basically. So he does have a little bit more wave clear, but it's not crazy good just yet. Echo still wins that with the revolver here. And so because of that, is able to push in the mid lane and just start running up top. And so Echo's coming this way. Set is coming basically through the tower. There's no minions here. He just doesn't care. He's set. What does he have to care about tower shots for? So let's hit play. So you can see this here. We get the Unstoppable Ultimate, which guarantees a knock-up at the end of it. And so right here, Triarch uses the ultimate to get away from tower range. It brings Angry Top Laner back in to the middle of the lane, makes it that much easier to kill them, except for the fact that it completely messes up Shaden. So the knock-up from the charge didn't hit. The bear trap on a rope didn't hit. If Mid Monkey's not here, Angry Top Laner probably gets away. That was janky as well. He went way far back. He actually pops to the other side of Triarch. So Facebreaker. Okay, maybe he doesn't survive anyway, even without Mid Monkey. But I think Mid Monkey brings a lot of damage there, and so makes it almost worth it. Or makes it almost close. Okay. J Crazy setting up some more time in this bottom bush, but even still, I don't think they win. No, they win. Do they win? Maybe. Yeah, they win. Okay. Had the Glacial Prison the whole time. Didn't need it, so they hold on to that. So right here, we can't see up here fully. But what's going to happen is Kaisa uses the Q to clear all the minions and shove them immediately back in. Having already been ganked a whole lot, definitely wants to try and set up a freeze on their side of the map and actually give Triarch an opportunity to try and run in here. Yes, it's an almost impossible lane to gank because it's, Ezreal Rakan, and they're just going to dash away and not even care about Set, who realistically can't get to him. But if you can set up a freeze and at least put the thought of a gank in your mind, even if you just have him run through this Tribush ward from up top here, like if he just comes in through here, down here, makes an appearance right here, then they're like, oh wait, we can actually get ganked if we move up past the halfway point. If we actually break the half of the map, we could get ganked by Set, and we start losing out on even more farm. And the CS differential that we had seen open up between these bot laners, now basically even. 68 to 66, because of how far ahead in the call the Ezreal is, it's basically non-existent there. The biggest difference right now is the kill onto the Kaisa. So they clear the wave, set it back to a reset back in the middle. They're not backing, so they're just farming. J Crazy canceled their back in order to get something going. And so Slash goes in, gets dodged out, gets the ultimate off on to Rizzo. Oh, actually, level 5, never mind, no ultimate. It was that Q from Rizzo that confused me. J Crazy lands the dash onto Nutty Bars, lands both parts of the W, which means they only need one more auto attack to get the stun. Flash, get it, easy peasy auto attack in from Siggy to pick up the kill onto Nutty Bars. Doesn't need the Glacial Prison. Could have potentially gone for 2, but no need to tower dive a Nautilus because he'll just kill you. But now we're going to be able to see them shove the wave back in. Because of Nautilus backing, they should be able to get a plate, but they're just going to reset as well with the money they earned. Oh, wait. I paused way too soon. So they ding 6 off of getting the kill onto Nutty. So to be able to then turn that into another kill onto Rizzo just grossly speeds up the Ezreal advantage. Alright, tried to face breaker the Blast Cone. Didn't quite connect. Man, this is a lot being burned so soon. J Crazy baiting in. Alright. That's worth. They get a kill onto their top laner. First to Brick with the assistance of the Herald earlier. Got it down to 1 plate, which is essentially dead, except for the problem being that as long as the plate's up, it's incredibly difficult to take because of the bonus resistances. So it does get it eventually. The pushing power from the Echo with the completed Protobelt is super high. You can see that Victor can match. Victor can very easily match it now that they have the fully upgraded wand arm thing. But it's still tough because you need to be reactive right now as the Victor, because Mid Monkey definitely has enough damage to potentially kill you. So they just trade ult for ult, Slash Div versus Mid Monkey. That's kind of exactly the thing. If Slash Div wasn't there, there's the entire possibility that Corrin just dies. Just gets completely exploded by the Electrocute, and this is probably going to be a similar situation. That's actually a really good gravity well from Corrin. Angry top laner, barely getting a advantage. Doesn't have a completed item yet, though. Caulfield's Kindle Gem. Alright, what are you building a top laner? So like it's obviously going to be Black Cleaver or something. It's just going for like maximum CDR right off the bat. Because you get the Kindle Gem CDR, the Caulfield's Hammer CDR. Obviously it's the only limitation for Aatrox, but like right now you're fighting into a Blade of the Rune King Kled. he just gets so much more out of you get so much more out of his one completed item than your 3 pieces. This is exactly what's going to happen. He's going to get so much more utility out of this. All right, that was a massive True Shot Barrage. All right, this actually fell apart so hard. Holy moly, why did this fall apart so hard? All right, pause. Run it back. All right. So this is... We see Jay Crazy, top laner, go in and clear wards. Totally okay. Makes sense. If we're looking at the map, we do see that the Akuma Glaive's bottom lane, has rotated first. They've made their way up to the lane. They're hanging out by the Dragon Pit already, and we do see the bottom lane for Booyah just hasn't made the rotation yet. They haven't come far enough in forward yet. They are still trying to clear out this wave that was just shoved into them. Right now, you can see the little arrows here from the Kled charge. So we do see the flash engage. We also see the parallel convergence coming out from Mid Monkey. They were trying to catch them, clearing this ward. And so since Jay Crazy is the quote-unquote tank, you don't want to depth charge the tank because it's entirely possible that it just simply takes too long to kill. So you ult the top laner who does not have the most effective items. So it takes so long to hit them. Shaden misses the charge, doesn't connect onto anybody, doesn't get the knockup, and the bonus movement speed for the rest of the team only goes about from here to here. So Rizzo's able to land the hook there. They do see now Shaden goes in, Mid Monkey's in, pretty much everybody's in. We see the ultimate come out from Nutty Bars here, and the dash in from Jay Crazy to try and interrupt the engagement. They knock up Shaden, so now that's pretty good. Corrin also perfectly in position to land every single ability. Sets out the Gravity Well. It's right here. Still has the ultimate on hand. They wait for the full engage to truly commit. True Shot Barrage comes through, lands on a bunch of people. Nobody gets caught up in... Actually, Mid Monkey got caught in the Gravity Well. Oof, that's tough. Literally like a pixel in. We now get the Chaos Storm out from Corrin the Cat. Phase Rush procs, so now you can't catch them. And just massive damage coming out from Angry Top Laner right there. They get the stopwatch out of Jay Crazy, and now the bottom lane of Booyah have shown up. They're ready to enter the fight. They do see the engage from /div coming in, able to get a 2-man snare and into a knockup, and then they're able to pick up the shutdown there. Mid Monkey, Shaden, and Nutty Bars are barely limping away, and it does give the dragon on over to Booyah Exiles. Man, they still haven't gotten that top tower. That top tier 1's kind of haunting top laner right now because it's just... It unlocks Shaden so much to just not care about it because he's Kled. He doesn't care about towers. He doesn't care about farm. He doesn't care about, minions. He just wants to kill champions. He just wants to run on the map and killing champions. What I would like to see right now from Akuma Glaive is right now they are 1k gold ahead, basically meaningless when it comes to trying to overpower your opponents. But what I want to see from them is, let's pump this big map up. Let's actually make it a little bit bigger. This one. What do you do? Do you do what I want? Yeah, okay. So if we look at the composition that Akuma Glaives have drafted themselves, they've drafted 2 amazing side lanes in the Kled and the Echo. They're both doing pretty good. We do see 1 completed item across the board for each of them. And so what this team can really do is really split the map up. They can send the jungle support AD carry mid and just push the waves. Just push the waves endlessly. There's no objective for 3.5 minutes. Baron in 40 seconds doesn't matter. Nobody can take Baron right now. It doesn't matter. So you just push the mid lane for the next 3 minutes. 2.5 minutes if you really want to be ready and prepared. You also, take the map away for a second, have the Eye of the Herald basically about to expire. So, where do we see him right now? He's off in the jungle, wasting the last bit of the Herald there. So, this is what you do. Kaisa, Set, Nautilus. Go mid. Just go mid, run it down with the three of you. You have tons of wave clear. You have tons of survivability because you're all tanky and or have movement abilities. And pop the Herald. There's nothing else to fight for right now. You have no reason to be roaming around the map. And because your side laners are so strong, you have Kled, just run it down this bot side here. No reason for him to have to worry about too much. He can survive the 1v1 with Angry Top Laner, who the Booyah team has decided to send to match him. And if he does need to run mid for whatever reason, he's just about got his ultimate. It's not ready just yet, but it's just about there. So he can very quickly join a team fight even without the teleport. And you send Echo topside. Send the Echo up here. Because if they try to match you with Victor, which they're probably going to do, as I'm looking at the map right now, that's exactly not what happened, but it's probably who they should be sending to match the Echo, because Victor just will die to Kled. Just die. So you send the Echo topside, and just let them try and get that top tier 1, because Kled left it up for you. That's freestanding gold available for your Echo. And how does Booyah stop this? Booyah, on the other hand, just sends all 5 mid. They have the engage between Rakan, Sejuani. That's really all you need. Like, there's so much engage between the two of them that you just explode whoever's sitting in the mid lane. And so we're going to see the Herald expire. Last second, Triarch runs topside to use that. Are we even going to get it? Yeah, okay. Literally last second, the Herald pops. So we are roughly a minute away from the third dragon of the game. Could potentially make it soul point for Akuma Glaives. And looking at the vision here, it is in favor of... Yeah, it's actually hard to see who it's exactly in favor of, because if you look in the river, yes, vision control is in favor of Akuma Glaives. However, because of this control ward right here, it's actually a really good spot to potentially see anybody trying to flank on that side from Akuma Glaives. So Booyah has a good ward there. So the Mirror Mana is complete for the Ezreal and not the Kaisa. I think I actually give the potential team fight to Booyah right now if it just breaks out. If they just go for it and take advantage of their superior engage potential, I definitely think they could steamroll a fight right now. It's up to Slashdiv and J-Craze to just pull the trigger though. They don't want to get flanked by Shaden, which is tough, but Monkey's trying to flank too. They need to commit. So they definitely lose. Yeah, all right. So they gave up the dragon for the potential commitment. And because it's Kled, they actually still don't even get the kill. They'll get mid-tier 1, but for potentially soul point, not worth. So that's actually... So this whole time, we can actually see all 5 members of Booyah Exiles ready to fight. Like, they are all looking for somebody to step forward and just blow them up with their excellent crowd control. And the solo laners from Akuma Glaives do an amazing job here because they're both on awkward flank paths to defend against, because they're actually in a pinching maneuver with a lot of the members of Booyah being fairly squishy. Victor, squish. Rakan, squish. Ezreal, squish. The burst potential between Kled and Echo can really ruin a team fight if they're able to just completely dominate the backline. And so by threatening to pinch them in against the remaining 3 members here, it's a very scary place to be. And so that's why we see so much hesitation coming out from Booyah. They don't want to overcommit, get caught in a pinch, and just die and give up the dragon. They want to somehow find a way to pretty much get everything. And so Nautilus is moved up. Nautilus is now posturing in the forward portion because parallel convergence is used, so it's on cooldown. Kled just does Kled things. He's forced off by a bit of damage. So Nautilus steps forward to once again apply pressure, because if he can land a dredge line, then it creates some sort of opportunity. Battle Dance over from /divs tries to catch out the Echo, who just phase dives away. And so now, I can't see the Dragon HP here, but they've been on it for a minute now as Set and the Kaisa, so it's probably pretty low, probably super low. And this point, because the Nautilus moves back down in the lane, Booyah's like, all right, let's just kill somebody. You know, we might be having to give up on the dragon right now. Let's just kill somebody. So the closest target is the Kled. So they go in, they dive on him, they use the ultimate, they chain him up, they land everything, and Skarl just says, yeah, nah, just I'm out. And because of the Skarl transition time, giving you the invulnerability, plus the flash afterwards, it lets you get away pretty scot-free. Flash cooldown as a Kled, it's whatever. And so they end up losing the dragon, don't get anything, and they trade it for a mid-tier 1. Now we see a counter engage, and this is pretty worst case scenario. Wait, how did Kled get over that wall? Oh. Alright, that's actually super bad for Akuma. And his Ezreal's actually really keeping them in the game. Ezreal's putting in a lot of work. So after they get the mid-tier 1... Oh, the Kled teleported behind. Okay, so after they get the mid-tier 1, they decide to push for a little bit more. So they do that. They get some good traction going on. They get towered about half HP. And they decide to go and leave. They're like, all right, we don't want to overcommit. We just want to survive. We got the tower, we got good damage, and we just want to make it out alive. And so this is where things kind of go wrong. So typically what you would expect is to see all 5 members, or 3 members at this point, just run in the same direction. There's power in numbers, the buddy system. We know all those different types of situations. Instead, we see Corrin going up. And so Rizzo also sees this and says, I got him, coach, and decides to hook him. Gets the shield coming from /div, throws down the gravity well, and that means that Rizzo's basically out of the running. Does pop the Gargoyle Stone Plane so they don't die to Siggy, but you've used everything. Your ultimate's still on cooldown from the last fight. You're basically out. You're done. You're running away. We need to wait for cooldowns. Shaden, man, I'm still actually not sure how this dude gets over the wall. I want to see. It's definitely... so with charges popped, it's on cooldown. Like, literally just cooldown. So, definitely follows Siggy over the wall. Yeah, that's literally the only explanation. And so Shaden, with his Blade of the Ruined King Tiamat build, is not very tanky. So does eat a Mystic Shot and an auto attack and absolutely obliterated HP bar. So we're starting to see some really good trades back now from Booyah. Fight continues. Big dredge line onto the support, who's not tanky. But look at this. Everybody in a single file line. All 5 members. Just single file. And you can already see exactly why this is a problem because of the death ray coming out from Victor. massive damage onto these no magic resist having members of Akuma Glaive. Everybody dies, Shusha Barrage comes through, and it is now a bit of a scramble. Mid Monkey's forced the ultimate away, does try and stay alive, and end of the day, it's just a 1-for-1, and they trade supports, but we're starting to see some really big damage boosts come out from the Booyah Exiles, and ooh, no, what are they? So the Smite Flash available on Triarch. They do have Vision in the pit. If they get this, it's big brain. If they don't get it, it's definitely small brain. Yeah, Siggy's squishy. Oh, wait, they kill him? Yeah, small brain. So they had the right idea, except at the end of the day, they end up splitting calls. Corrin and Siggy are forced off the Baron because they have to try and fight off Mid Monkey. So, like, right here, Mid Monkey's going to run up, gets to engage onto Siggy, and now Corrin and Siggy are no longer doing damage to the Baron. Triarch goes in, lands the Showstomper on to J Crazy, and Angry Top Lane is like, wait, no, we need to kill the enemy jungler so that we can secure our smite. J Crazy is not as tanky as Triarch right now, and so doesn't get hit by the true damage portion of the Haymaker. Wait, is that an early smite? So right here, 1500 HP, smite's available for J Crazy. Only has about 4 HP. So what do they do? It's still available. So watch this cooldown right here. It's still available. I want to go. How do I go frame by frame? I actually don't know how to go frame by frame. Wait, is it this one? Yeah, this is frame by frame. So very low HP. Takes 336 damage from the Haymaker. Baron's at 11 or 1200 HP. Nobody's hitting it at this point. Absolutely nobody's hitting it at this point because all of Booyah is focused on killing Triarch. And Triarch says, I'm just going to kill your jungler because I am a level ahead and still have smite available. Glacial Prison, not on off cooldown just yet. Smite goes in. So now there's 1200 HP, and you can just see the cooldown. It's the global cooldown button from J Crazy. Go. How much damage does it do? Roughly 700 damage. 680, actually, to be exact. So 680 damage coming out of an 11 level smite. Heals for 140. J Crazy gets to live a second longer. What actually kills him, I wonder? Oh, Triarch just smites it at that point. Just goes ahead and smites it. So gets the steal off there. And then doesn't even need to get the kill here. Just has some friends come in and secure the damage there. So the idea could have worked, and it really is a game of literal frames, right? Like there was about 20 frames in between Triarch and J Crazy smites. So it ends up going over to the top end support of Akuma. So you get one split pusher, and the support's just going to run mid lane with the 80 carry. All right, so now pause. Let's look at the state of the map. So they kill the top laner, and so that lets them push out this top wave here. Top wave here. Because there's two of them and they're both AD, this is a mega threat. They will quickly take this tower, especially with the Kled Baron. and you guys can actually see it as well. The Echo's in the bottom lane. Doesn't have Baron, but does have a Lich Bane. So Echo also does a ton of damage to towers. So this is where Booyah has to come up with a plan. They need something to stop this and stop the bleeding, at least for the length of the Baron. Rizzo is going to be able to run down to the Baron, with the Baron to Echo and just demolish this bot lane too. And because there's one less member of Booyah alive right now, they need to find a response. So looking at it, we do see... Let's play again. So we do see Sejuani, Ezreal top, Rakan, Victor bottom. So 4 members of Akuma Glaive are in the river. 4 members in the river. Echo pushing. Echo doesn't have teleport available just yet. If Booyah decide to just say go, it's a 5v4, and it will be for 8 seconds or so. Let's see if they do it, chat. They do. All right, good. I like this already. You know, this is the right play. They could have waited for Victor to get a little bit closer because with him not being in the fight, they don't have a ton of damage. Yeah, this kind of fell apart for them. Wait, why not take the blast cone? Yeah, that fell apart real quick. Oh wait, Shaden actually teleported forward to try and stop Corrin from getting back. So again, I said they should do this. This is the correct play because it's a 5v4 and they need to win a team fight. They need to win the dragon. They need to just win. And so starting off, so we see the double engage. Slash still has the ultimate, but uses the battle dance to get in. Glacial Prison lands onto Rizzo, the support, who still has the Gargoyle Stone Plate available. Shaden now has access to the Victor Ezreal, who are still kind of far behind. We see Ezreal still rounding that corner there on the ramp. And so right now there's no damage onto Rizzo. It's the support and the jungle, neither of which are damage dealers. And so the counter engage comes out. Echo has to move. Triarch just runs it. Slash Div doesn't really have too much to do. He just needs to get the charm onto this AD carry. And they do that. They get the job done, dash back, try and help with Shaden. But because there's no damage left onto the main damage dealers of Akuma Glaives, they can now just turn it around. Silence comes in. Big face breaker there coming out from Triarch after having ulted Angry Top Laner away from the carries. So everybody's crowd control. True Shot Barrage is going to land on to 1, 2, 3 members and actually kick Skarl out of the way. So, alright, things are looking good now. No Skarl. Kled has to run around on his gimpy little legs. This is all looking good. Angry top laners here. We do just now see Echo coming through the tri-bush there. So to join the fight. Mystic shots are landing. Auto attacks are landing. Everything's looking pretty good. And Mid Monkey says, hi, hello, I'm still here. Lands the electrocute and the parallel convergence here on to Siggy. And as the AD carry, that's one of your main sources of damage because Corrin does have cooldowns. And even if it ends here, he's out of the fight. There's no HP available, but does end up going down to the kill. Nutty Bars killed the support on the other side, and they trade it for Rizzo. Angry top laner now trying to get something done, but with the instinct still available, it's a pretty free kill for Nutty. Is able to take that out. And then it's just the jungle J Crazy left, who unfortunately can't 1v5. It's just Sejuani. Yeah, technically Corrin's alive too, but not really in any shape to fight either. Half HP, and we saw how that one ended. Was forced away. And now we get the true split push game, right? Because now they have it on both their solo lanes and all three of their mid players. By that I mean the jungle, AD carry, and support. So even if they're not thinking about team fighting, they just split the map. Send Echo bottom, Kled top. You can only answer one of them really because they're gonna 1v1 whoever you send against them, just by how strong they are right now. So you need to send multiple members to get one, and the other half of the map is just going to be the other. Yeah, see, red tower destroyed. And Corrin should be dead here. Oh no, the charge didn't connect. They get a double teleport. This is kind of scary. Just sacrifice the jungler for the inhibitor? Hell yeah. Take that all day. Look at the damage! That's the Lichbane damage. Holy heck. Elder Dragons in 20 seconds. Both teams running over there, trying to get vision control. This is just going to be the fight for the game. It's not very often that Elder Dragon doesn't end the game. It obviously can happen, but man, that's a tough game to watch at that point. Control ward in this river bush sees all of them running through Tribush. Tons of vision right now. Tons of information right now for Akuma. Oh wait, he saw the ward. He tried to back in the bush. Oh man, they're just gonna do it. They're trading Elder Dragon for the game. Or at least they're trying to. They do. They 100% do. There's no way. Yeah. Man, that's kind of... Oh, that's so troll. That's such a troll end to the game. When does Echo make the decision to just run it? So they're seeing everybody pretty much on this control ward. Come on, Stream Deck, work for me. Yeah. So there's a control ward right here. Just covered it. Right here, there's a control ward. And because pretty much every member of Booyah made their way through here at some point, they have pretty good knowledge that that's exactly where they are. And so they can... I guess they can just pretty much run it down mid. You can see Echo is just beelining it down there with those minions. The whole time that this fight's going on, that he's taking the base, he's doing this, he's doing that, he's doing whatever he wants. He just doesn't care about fighting for the dragon. I mean, look at how slow they're doing it too. And then they get the teleport in from Kled. They're making sure things happen. And right now it's just cancel the backs. With nobody being able to back, the Aatrox eventually comes back to base, and by then it's too late. So that's actually big ups to Mid Monkey for knowing that they could just run it. And there would be no consequences to just go all the way down. This is not... Here we go. Yeah, I mean, Mid Monkey recognizing that they don't need to fight for the Elder Dragon there and they can just win the game. That's pretty good ups to him. And then the rest of this team just canceling backs is super important, because if they don't cancel the backs, it's still a pretty lose situation for Booyah at that point, because then they just lose the dragon. And they were already losing team fights to a degree at that point. The fights were super scrappy. Everybody was super close. The set was the biggest one that was really doing much. Triarch on that, very beefy, tanky brawler, not able to go down very quickly, and the true damage and just general crowd control coming out from the set, super impactful in those skirmishes. So if they do all just recall and maybe kill Mid Monkey, they still lose the Elder Dragon. And then Shaden and Nutty Bars just blow you up. So really smart chess game from Akuma Glaives at the end there to make sure that they do secure a victory. So, yeah, good stuff from them. So that's going to do it for me today, folks. I am going to go ahead and grab some food before I go off to Excellence League Land, where we're going to be talking about the Heavy League quarterfinals tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, over on twitch.tv/excellence. Go ahead and check that out tonight. I'll see you there.